Welcome, everyone. We'd like to open our Omak District meeting up with our prayer, and Becky, would you do us the honor?
Creator, thank you for allowing me to be here to say the prayer. And thank all the people that are here. Counsel, give them strength, protect them, they make good decisions, help our people. The ones that are in need, bad, and having a hard time. The ones that have cancer, heart disease, ones that have drug and alcohol problems. Creator, they're destroying our people this way. And Mr. Joe Picola, I congratulate him. Look, the Creator looked down on him, give him strength to go through what he has to do. He represents the Colville tribe in a good way. Again, I thank you, Creator.
Thank you. Beautiful. Just to do a quick summary of the agenda, we're going to open up our evening with our youth. Teresa Bassett, Susie Luma, and Dee Dee Baez, all are helpers in our community, interacting with our youth. We have a number of other staff also that aren't here tonight, but more importantly, the youth are here, so I'm excited they'll be first on the agenda. And then I'm going to give you a brief overview. My colleagues here don't think that I can be brief, but I will. I promise. I'll be brief. Just kind of an overview of the Colville Tribe's Education Division, and, well, I should say the absent division, and a plan to develop a tribal education department. So we'll talk a little bit about how, what that pertains. And then we have a report tonight by Joe Picotis and Nina Brooks on the Okanagan Casino update. And then we have some good news from John Cyrus on the Odessa agreement update. And then we'll end up next with Benny Marchand, who's going to give an update with Smoker Marchand. I guess he's going to be here as well to update everyone on the senior meal side. And then we're going to have an open, so if there's any other discussion. And I've already heard that there's the concern for the Omak clinic with our people here being told that we may be closing the clinic. So we hope to bring some light to that tonight as well. So I'm going to go ahead and ask Teresa, come on up. Dee Dee, Susie, come on up with the youth. Here's our future. Give them a hand.
President of the Youth Advisory Board. My name is Bernicia Samuels, and I'm at Omak High School, 11th grade. I'm 17 years old. My mother is Bernie Michelle, and my father is Ben Samuels Sr. And I would like to thank you guys for letting us be a part of this process. And we are here to talk about the building that we would like to be built for the youth center. And we have discussed and agreed that our envision would be to have a building built here at Omak next to the community center. And we would like to share our ideas about the activities going on in the building. One idea is to take trips to different places like the YMCA in Spokane or the Tuonela tribe for the Boys and Girls Club, and in Cusick and Coeur d'Alene for the wellness center. And for the reason why we want to take those trips to get an idea how to build our character in the building, how to build and make the building a better place for the youth center. And another idea would have a cultural room. In the cultural room, we would love to see every month it would be something different. 1 month it'll be weeding, 1 month it'll be basket weaving, 1 month it'll be powwow or sticking. Every month it'll be just different. And to add on to that,
I'm the vice president of the Youth Advisory Board. My name is Makisha Zackerly. I'm an 11th grader at Omak High School. 17, my mom is Vanessa Zackerly. One of the ideas that we also came up with was to use the facility for like kids getting ready for college and what's coming in the future, and help them figure out what's coming after high school. Another one would be like teaching them sticking and dancing and different activities like that. And also what they're not being taught. And then another one would be for fun a roller skating rink, since we don't have one anymore, and that the one that we have was taken away.
My name is Miranda Mack. I'm the secretary of the Youth Advisory Group. I'm in the 8th grade. I'm 14. My parents are Jane Matt and Lori Hess. My grandma is Martina Nicholson. We would also like to use this building for a learning facility, for our learning. We would like to have a computer lab and library. Many youth in our area don't have computers or laptops because their parents can't afford them. The computer lab would allow groups to work individually or with groups. The lab would also give you the opportunity to excel academically.
Hello, I'm the treasurer for the Youth Advisory. I'm 15 years old and I'm a freshman at Omak High School. I also live with my grandmother, Della Peters. I myself enjoy expressing my emotions and feelings through art. It would be nice to incorporate an art studio in this building for the youth. And the community students to do the same. In the community to do the same. I would like to be a mentor to the youth. We would also love to have a movie theater, a typical modern movie theater for the children that just like to hang out or relax or don't have enough money to go to the show houses, can watch movies there. The last thing I would talk about is a hangout area for the older youth to get away from the kids or just to hang out.
I'm the secretary in arms. My name is Marshall Stanger. I am 18 years old. I go to Omak High School in the 11th grade. My parents are Archie Adolph and Tony Stanger. We as a youth would like to use the facility and have different rooms, like a laser tag room that's portable and you can take it out and have dodgeball or other activities instead of us. Another one would be a kitchen a kitchen where we serve healthy food and fruit cups and healthy snacks. No coffee, junk food like that, water and juice. Another one would be an arcade room. An arcade room for all kinds of socialize with other kids to keep them out of trouble and away from drugs and alcohol.
We would like to thank you guys for listening and letting us voice our opinions of this building. We would like.
Do you have a name, a group name? Excuse me? Is it Omak Youth right now? Okay. Okay, I just want to congratulate all of you for getting up here and speaking in front of this audience of elders and parents and people, many people you don't know, and very brave. It makes me very proud. I'm sure everybody is very proud. The reason that they're doing a presentation is just like our elders. There was a 1% pom-pom fund that was put aside for communities. And our community voted on 50% of that pom-pom money going to elders. And actually they started out 100% going to elders. And it was the elders who got up and spoke and said, well, we want 50% to go to the youth. So I want that to be noted. It was the elders here that said we wanted 50% to go to youth. And so what we're doing here is promoting leadership. I mean, all the healthy activities that you're identifying that would go into a facility is just awesome. And so I want to thank you all for stepping up, and I'm hoping that you will come back every month and do a report out. You're welcome. So give them a big hand, please. This is our future. Yes, I'm going to hand this mic off to the other council, and they can say whatever they want.
Just in case you don't know, my name is Benny Marchand. I'm the Community Development Chair, and I'm glad that you guys are moving forward with your advisory committee. I'm just curious, how many meetings have you guys had, or how often do you guys meet? Today the first one? All right. Got to start somewhere, all right? Okay. And then if there's anything that you need from us as council, don't be bashful and call us, and we'll help out any way that we can.
My name is John Cyrus. I'm also one of Omak District's council. Really proud of you guys for getting up and speaking and coming together, putting in the time in to write down your ideas and share them with us, because like Ben, it's true, everything starts somewhere, and I'm so glad you guys put that in your hearts to write it down and share it with us, because working for the future, you guys represent the future, but what you're doing right now, you're going to try to provide something for kids coming up behind you, and that says a lot about your character and who you are, so I want to thank you for that.
Yeah, I too want to congratulate you guys for coming together and meeting and getting this process going for us. We've had a hard time getting our youth involved, and that's true leadership, and you guys stepped up to do this, and I'm very proud of all of you guys for coming up here and speaking in front of everybody too. It's awesome to see you guys, you're the future of our tribe, and your guys' ideas are excellent. I love them. I was wondering if you guys have these written down on these sheets. Do you have another sheet that you guys can give us to kind of give us the... Okay. I'm sorry, I was usually write stuff down, but I was listening over here, so maybe we can get some stuff in writing for us, so we can share that with the other council that we have when we're trying to do things. It's a great start, and I love it. Thank you guys for coming.
We have one question, is like, where do they go from here? And what is the plan for the budget and everything? And what are they going to be building, or getting done, or where are we going from here?
I'm going to just respond. And first of all, getting an advisory committee was important. And I think we've been emailing back and forth. And one of the things, raise your hand if you're from Omak high school. See, so this is the key right here. It's also Omak district youth are represented also in Pascal Sherman Indian School. Yeah, and Okanagan High School. So there's 3 schools that where Omak district youth are. So we want to make sure we're inclusive of that. Your ideas, I think you guys are, started out, I think, with a really great idea and plan. I think what needs to happen is bringing on more youth and making sure that you're communicating with middle school kids, high school kids, and then coming back and reporting. We need to meet with you outside of this and show you the budget and hopefully help you with a plan. Maybe get you, well, you're the staff, so you guys can help them formulate something. I don't know, is there any other ideas, council, that you would have? We want this to be driven by the youth, but we want to make sure everyone's represented.
And I think some of those ideas, we have our community directors, staff here too, they can probably implement some of these ideas. We've also entertained the Boys and Girls Club at our table recently, within the last month, to start a chapter here. And so that's, just to let you guys know, that's in the works to be able to do that, and that has a lot of funding too for activities and stuff. But yeah, we do need to meet outside this place, show you guys a budget, look at what we can do as far as our, space. We talked about renovations of this place, renovations of our next door. We talked about building something different. With the senior center, we had to find land. We had to do some other things to get prepared to do that decision. So we're going to be looking to you guys for advice on every step of that way. Try to keep you guys included in on everything that is happening. You guys keep us included on the stuff that's happening, and I think it's only going to grow. And to me, this is, I'm just really glad that our youth are stepping up to get active in this process. So, thank you.
We had 20 youth that were invited, and we had 20 youth that were invited, and only even one that showed up from every school. So it's not everybody go out there and
Thank you guys for organizing it too.
Yes. Yes. Another addition onto your already full schedules, but I know that this is rewarding. You're very lucky to be able to work with our future leaders, and it's really awesome. There's a number of other activities and events that are happening in all the communities. There's partnerships with businesses or enterprises, with programs that we have that can assist you in helping develop your academic plan, a computer lab. You're talking about your art programs. I mean, these are all really awesome. It's very comprehensive. So we have resources that will also help connect you to help develop this plan. So I'm excited about the college prep and the academic planning. That's key. That's good. Good for you. Thank you. We're going to change the budget. Hold on. We're going to change the agenda a little bit here because Joe Makotis came over from Inchalim and he's going to be driving back. And so we're going to move him up in the agenda. Thank you. Are you still home? You're senior, right? You're junior. Okay, so you'll be up next year. So we're going to go ahead and allow Joe and Selena to present on the Okanagan Casino update. Joe.
Thank you. Good evening. My name is Joe Close. I'm the CEO of the Colorado Tribal Federal Corporation. And I actually didn't come from Michelin. I come from Spokane. I had a meeting in Spokane this afternoon and flying to here and then back home tonight. So a little bit of a long day, so I'm glad that they're letting me go a little bit earlier. Thank you. But just going to be a short, brief update on the Omak Casino. It's still going forward. I met with the design people this morning. That's where I was at in Spokane, one of the meetings. They're about 85% complete with the design. By the end of this month, they're gonna be 85% complete with the architectural work and the drawings and everything. So that's all going forward. They're 100% done with the road work and also the footprint where the casino's gonna go. They've got that all completely planned, so, and that's actually gone out for RFP to see what kind of numbers we'll come back with for doing the road work and the intersection and the leveling of the site up there. So that's actually out on the market right now for getting the cost from contractors, see what that's gonna cost us. So that work is being done. We have been working with KeyBank for the financing of the project. The total project, which is going to be an 80-room hotel and a 50,000 square foot casino with a buffet and a restaurant and deli and a lounge inside of it, is going to be about $42 million. That's complete, ready to move into. We've got everything worked out with KeyBank, the financing and everything else. We've got a term sheet that was put together by KeyBank showing the terms of the loan. It's going to be, I think, a 5 or 7 year amortization, which is going to be paid off. We're assuming between 3 and 4 years to be paid off. So we're looking at those types of numbers. What we're going to have to do, part of the process that we're working on right now, is we have to refinance the whole package that we have. Right now we have about $26 million financed. And that's Millbay Casino. That's the old CTEC debt of about $11 million. And that's the 2 convenience stores that we have right now. And some of the dollars and stuff that we put together for some of the machines that we have in the casinos, we renew machines about every 5 years. So we have to borrow money to do that. About every 5 years, we're renewing all of our machines. And we did a lot of remodel at Cooley Dam and some remodel here at Okanagan, just to get us through for the next couple of years until we get the new casino built. The casino is going to be about 12 to 14 months from start to finish. From start of construction to finish, it'll be about 14 months at the longest. They're putting together the construction package and everything right now, and they're hoping that they can be completed within about a year's time. We're scheduled, they're working on the details right now, and provided all of the financing and everything is completed within the next month, they're scheduled to actually start construction, work over there about middle of April, is what we're keeping our fingers crossed and hoping for. There's a few details that we got to work out between now and the actual financing with the bank. One of them is to get the MA8 lease secured and in place. Where we got the lease worked out, negotiated with the Bureau of Indian Affairs, their legal people, and federal corporation. We signed it. The Caldwell Tribe Business Council signed the lease. Now we're waiting for the Bureau of Indian Affairs superintendent to sign it, and then she wants a couple of the major landowners down there to sign it prior to that. So that's what we're waiting for right now. The interim lease that we're under right now is, I think, ends February 14th or 15th, somewhere around there. It's under an interim lease right now, a 5-year lease, and that ends in February. So we're really working hard to try and get the new lease. It's going to be a 25-year lease in place prior to the ending of the old lease. And the bank isn't going to loan us any money until we actually get that lease in place. So that's a major part of our financing. We're still moving forward with everything in hopes that we get that lease taken care of in the next few weeks. I think everybody knows where the project's going to be. It's on the former Delfield property. It's about a mile south of here. Just as you go over the overpass on 97, once you get up on the little hill, it's going to be on the left-hand side up on the hill. That's where the project's going to be. Phase 1 is going to be hotel, casino. Phase 2, in a couple of years, will be adding an entertainment center to the project. I don't know if there's anything else that I need to add that you can put to me on? I said, the total amount that we're going to be borrowing, that CTFC is going to be under debt, is about $68 million. Yeah. What was that? They want Mill Bay?
What?
That's an option. If we don't get the lease in place, that's an option, yeah. Well, that RV part of the Mill Bay is in court right now, and we don't know, that could go on for another couple, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. So that's part of the problems and concerns that we have with the property down there.
Is there a price for the vehicle?
The other property, there's another allotment down there close to Chelan that the tribe owns about 95% of. That's an option for, if the lease and stuff don't go through on Mill Bay, then that's an option for the tribe to move. The tribe tried to buy them out, buy the property owners out, and there's some that aren't willing to sell.
Yep.
Well, by then it'll be paid for. By then, we're looking at.
Yep.
Then, yeah.
He's gonna try.
Then we'd have to move off the property.
Why go that route when you know there'd be a train wreck at the end of it? Once everything's smoothed out, you might make some money again, that it just goes downhill from there.
I think that's a huge concern. The original, over the course of the years that we've had Mill Bay, we've had 5-year leases on there. And by having 5-year leases on there, only 5-year leases, we were never able to develop down there at all because of that same issue. If we develop down there with a 5-year lease, every 5 years, we're gonna be sitting right here at the mercy of the landowner shareholders. So it's a huge issue for us. That's why we had a huge discussion, debate over a 25-year lease. At least with a 25-year lease, we'd have a little bit more time to enjoy our profits. 25 years of having a casino there. But yes, right at the end of that 25 years, we're going to have that same issue. The difference we have right now is the casinos, or the tribe has pretty much got the majority interest on this. And then when the Wapato Heritage people, the landowners down there, that their property is going to be given to the tribe too, it's going to add to our value down the road. But it's not in our hands totally yet right now. So it's kind of hard for us to secure this loan without the Wapato Heritage people. So we're having huge discussions right now because this whole casino is being held up by this lease. If we do not get this lease, then we have to shift all of our money, all of our resources and everything to move off of Mill Bay. And that's the big question, that's the big ask that everybody, that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to get this lease. We've got a deadline now. We started this 1.5 years ago to try to get ahead of it. It didn't happen, and now we're at the final hour, and we're trying like heck to try to get this lease secured.
The lease is actually, it's 25 years, and then we have an option of renewing it for an additional 25 years. So it could be a 50-year. The agreement that we have is a specific amount of money for the lease for the full 25 years. So that's what is happening, and part of the process that we're dealing with right now is some of the landowners want to be able to renegotiate it every 5 years. But that's not something that we're willing to do, because if there's any other developers or anybody else comes in and we borrow money to build on or develop on that, And 5 years later, the rent can go up. Nobody wants to deal with that at all. So it's kind of a sticking point. And the tribe has been working with the landowners for 2 to 3 years, just pretty diligently, and negotiating this deal. And the deal was negotiated, and we got it down on paper, and now they're kind of having second thoughts in certain areas. So those are the details that we're going to be working on hopefully in the next couple of days. We get the lease signed. And as Selena said, if we don't get the lease signed, we don't get the money borrowed for Omak. And if we don't get the lease signed, then we're definitely going to have to move Mill Bay Casino. That's where all of our money is going to have to go, is to doing that, to moving Mill Bay Casino. So that's kind of the dilemma we're in right now, and we're working out the details on that.
What would that be for that would it be cost effective? Is it at the other place so that the just goes with it?
The tribe owns 95% of the spot. It probably would be in the long run, but if that happens, then the Omak Casino don't happen. Because we can only borrow so much, up to $68 million, and that's kind of draining us. So if we don't get to build Omak, then if we have to build that one, then we don't get to build Omak. So it's kind of we're in a catch-22.
So the lease is the one down in Mill Bay. We own the land outright here on this casino site.
Yes.
Now, is the Oklahoma Federal Corporation, are they in turn leasing that from the tribe, or how does that work?
We have an assignment rather than a lease and have to go through the BIA and go through all that stuff, crazy stuff. There's an option for us. What we basically did is the tribal tribe would assign it to the federal corporation. And that assignment basically is $1,000 a year, is what the assignment is. So they assign it to the federal corporation so we can do the development and everything there. And, if we say another developer, somebody wants to come in there and do anything on the property, they want to lease a piece of property, they would be leasing it from us, but we'd have to go through all the BIA leasing apparatus and stuff like that. And then it would be leasing from us to the tribe. It's a real complicated process, but the assignment was the best way, the quickest way, and the easiest way for us to go. Otherwise, we'd have to go through the BIA leasing process. It's sometimes a real pain, and it's taking us.
So on that $68 million, are we pledging what assets are we pledging?
The pledge of the asset, it's gaming dollars, gaming revenues is what is pledged for the financing. So our gaming is doing that well that we can actually borrow $68 million against it. And that's why Mill Bay is so important in this, because Mill Bay right now is about 50% of our revenues from gaming. And that's what the bank is really pushing for, is they want to make sure that Mill Bay is secure. If Mill Bay is not secure, then there goes 50% of our gaming revenues, so our amount that we can borrow goes way down. We're dealing with Key Bank right now.
Haven't made any attempt to purchase another land near there, put it in trust?
Near Mill Bay,
Yeah, close by.
there was a piece of property across the road, which is an orchard that we were looking at purchasing, and the individual was willing to sell. But he's fairly old, and his children are going to inherit his shares. So that negotiation went out the window real quick, like. And there's no real other properties down there that are conducive to what we're looking at doing as far as casino operation and different development. But
There's some property right over there. You guys gave that address back when you used for the casino. All of that property, we used all of it. Nobody listened. You guys should. Oh, you guys.
the tribe did purchase Delphille property. That's where the Omak Casino is going to go. Is right up the road here. That's basically an industrial site too. It costs millions and millions of dollars to clean that up before you can do any commercial or any housing or anything like that on there. One thing that Selena reminded me of is the tribe did purchase about 95% of MA18, and that is about 5 miles out of Lake Chelan on the old highway. Is that the old highway? I don't know much about that territory, but the old highway from Lake Chelan tied into Highway 97 down over the hill. There's the tribe had purchased about 95% of a full section, which is 640 acres in that area. So, you know, if Omak don't happen, that's where the majority of our resources are going to go just toward that. We have to move Mill Bay. And we'd have to have complete, full infrastructure, utilities and everything brought into there, which is about 4 to 5 miles away. But the tribe has that as a backup in case this Mill Bay thing don't happen right away.
You'll be finding out in the communities if they're going to agree to this.
Yeah, we have some meetings. We have some meetings this week, tomorrow and Friday, talking with the landowners and superintendent about getting the lease secured and signed off on. As I said, you know, once we get all of our financing package and everything put together, I spoke with the architect and design people today, and they said as early as April 15th, they're ready to start construction on the site here. And we're looking at 12 months to 14 months for completion. So keep our fingers crossed once again.
So if the people say, the landowners say, no, we don't like it, we want more, then that kind of blows it out of the water.
Yeah, then this project gets put on hold, and we have to start dealing with the Mill Bay issue. So,
Have we ever done like a census to figure out which place to accumulate more money? Because I know when I go to the casino, I have to leave the old lady to spend $100. You know, what kind of community is they're going to put more money into it? You know, there's not very much money around here.
yeah.
You know, if I go down there, we're splitting 100. You know, if I go by myself, I'm spending 100. Some people ain't that fortunate. Is there more money down there, or is there more money around here in the census? Did you guys ever really consider what franchise make most money in what area?
Actually, like I said, Mill Bay is about 50% of our revenues right now at Mill Bay. So that's the better site that we have right now. And Mill Bay is probably, for that area, is the best site. Rather than having to move from MA18 to the other side, Mill Bay is actually the preferred site. We had market studies done down there about 15 years ago, and 5 years ago, and just about 2 or 3 years ago, we had another market study done there. We had a market study done on this site. We got our second market study done on this site. The first market study showed it was really promising and really good. And then just recently, with the economy coming back, we had a market study done, and the first project was going to be about 72 rooms at the hotel. The new market study showed that it would be better if we built an 80-room hotel. It would bring in about another $1 million a year, just that much of a difference for this site right there. And a lot of the market is coming from up north. The Canadian market's coming down, and that's what they're looking at capturing, is a lot of that.
Joe, I think that's one of his questions. Which site, market-wise, is the most lucrative? Because that's what you guys share.
I mean, why would you want to put your money towards a site that's not going to make half as much money as the other one when you can get away with making that much at one site alone?
Yeah. Actually, if Mill Bay is the best site, looking at the market studies that we have completed and have done, Mill Bay is the best site for the casino, for the properties that we have.
Why would you
available
put
to
half
us.
of that money in just getting that property then? It doesn't make sense to develop two.
And that's what we're doing, is we have, it's better for us to have the small casinos and spread our markets around than try to have one site like at Mill Bay. We're kind of limited because a lot of people in this area won't go down there. They'd much rather go to Spokane or one of those other sites. And the Canadians too would go someplace different. They wouldn't go to Mill Bay because of the travel. Unless you can have a hotel or kind of a destination type facility there that would bring them there and keep them there for a couple more days. And that's kind of what Omak is going to do with the hotel site there. It's going to bring them in and keep them there for a couple more days so they get a few more of those dollars out of them before they go home. So Omak may prove to be a lot better than Mill Bay once we get it opened up. You know, with that hotel facility there. We don't know, we're just kind of going off the market studies that have been provided to us.
You're on here. You're on the council when they decided to make CPAC. Now, all these years, we've had CPAC. Taking money for the casinos, taking money for their projects, taking money for this and that. And when I signed that survey that turned into a vote, I was promised $1,000 a year of captains. I was promised a new car, a new house, everything, because we were going into gambling. Oh boy, gambling. Now you guys, I don't know where you guys have been for the last 25, 26 years. Either your head's buried in a stand, but I'm tired. I'm tired of listening to you people, and I'm tired of putting up with your bullshit.
Ooh.
When you say something to me,
Don't.
I expect it to follow through. I expect you guys to follow through. And don't use words that aren't to be true. Don't say anything. Don't say anything, Joseph, unless it's true. I'm tired. I'm tired of letting these people listen to you. Listen to all of you. Past, future, whatever. Present. I didn't want to do this. But I'm just remembering when we had CTEC, they were gonna make everything easier for this tribe. They were gonna make sure this tribe got on top of everything. And all you people do, past and present, is take our money. And I'm tired. I'm tired of giving you money. Give me some more peanut, Benny. That's what I'm getting from all these people. I'm Lana.
I am telling the truth. Believe it or not, you don't have to believe me. You know, that, I don't care. The numbers and everything that I come up with, that I have, that we have from the past, the present, are all factual. We are audited every single year. Our audits are performed every single year. Ever since I've been there, we have not had a bad audit. Every one of our audits have been qualified.
I don't believe you.
That's fine, Dan, you don't have to. There's a lot of people that have to. I mean, if you want to come down, you can come down and we'll show you everything. Our books are open. You can come down and take a look at them, we can walk you through everything. That goes for everybody. You can come down and take a look. We don't have any secrets down there. I think that's going to be probably phase 2. Part of phase 2 is an RV park, or is that included in there? Do you know, Brian? The RV park?
We're going to have some RV parking set up, but in terms of trying to say, it's in the site plan overall.
Yeah, there is RV parking set up for the initial site plan, but then I think phase 2 is going to be a lot larger. Yeah, it's going to be completely set up as an RV, set up so they come in camp and set up their campers and everything.
So if the lease don't go through down there, you said you're gonna have to concentrate, put all the money into moving Mill Bay down the road. Now, is that gonna include, is there gonna be a whole new casino with still the 80 rooms and stuff like that? It'll just be down there or what?
Most likely it'll probably be similar to what we have here at Omak. Because that's kind of what the market study showed down in the Mill Bay area, was a kind of a destination resort. Casino with hotel and you know, going to be condos and all that kind of stuff. So that's kind of what we'd be looking at the new site. So basically what we'd be doing is almost taking the Omak project and putting it down there.
That's what I was gonna ask next. So basically, is what you're telling us is if it don't happen here, more than likely it's gonna happen down there.
Yeah.
Just out of curiosity's sake, the full golf course that's going in is south of us here. It's going to be a world-class golf course, big bucks. Is that what, has anyone penciled in any numbers as to what impact that's going to have? This was just announced just a couple weeks ago. What impact that's going to have versus maybe tying a casino into that? They're talking major players from all over the world here, being probably one of the top world golf courses right here just south of Omak on the reservation.
I don't think that was part of any of the market studies that we've done. That wasn't even part of the project that we were looking at in the market study. Most recent market study was done about a year ago. And we didn't hear anything about the golf course or the size of the golf course, the price or anything like that. So that's not part of it. Yeah. With anything, it should improve the customer base for the casino. Really well. Yeah. it would be a help to the casino, for sure. You know, see, a lot of the casinos that are around that are also adding golf course to them. Golf courses don't make any money, it just brings people in and then they spend a little more in the casino, that's where they actually make money. So that's kind of the same concept with the hotel, the same concept with the entertainment center. They're not really big money makers, but they do bring more money to these casinos, and that's what we're looking for. So the golf course, I think we could probably take a look at that and see with their studies how much people are going to bring in, how much money, and that kind of thing. And my goal is just kind of figure out percentage of how much that money may come to the casino. Might have Tiger Woods there. Yeah, that was part of any of the market studies or anything that we completed was the golf course there at all. More.
I have a question. You say that Mill Bay Casino generates at least 50% of the most of between Okanagan and Cooley Dam. Based on Okanagan and Cooley Dam, if you say that brings in at least 50%, why don't you turn around and take, because there is a lot that's going towards Okanagan and towards Cooley Dam, that literally pretty much Mill Bay is paying for Okanagan and Cooley Dam. Why not just turn around and fold those Okanagan and Cooley Dam and generate one big one, besides having to have the tribe pay for 3 casinos?
We don't have the market like you see those big casinos do. We don't have that market, so we have to kind of spread our facilities out. And over on the west side, a lot of people take a look at that. There's 6 million people over there. On the east side of the mountains, there's about 1.5 million people. So that's kind of why we negotiated with the state of Washington. They can only have 1 casino. We can have up to 6 casinos. We can have 3 big casinos and 3 small satellite casinos in our negotiations. Because we're scattered out so much, and our customer base is really scattered out. And at those specific locations, we draw, like this in here, we're going to be drawing from Canada. It's going to be one of our bigger markets.
But that's if it goes through.
Yeah. So if it don't go through, we'll keep the Okanagan Casino. It'll stay, and it's about a little over a third of our revenues. Cooley Dam is the smaller one. Cooley Dam, I don't know, makes a couple $1 million a year or so. I don't know what those revenues are, but the profits are a couple million. You know, so it's worthwhile. It's paying for itself. Cooley Dam. So Omak is, Okanagan Casino will stay, even if we don't build a new casino, it's still going to be, stay here. But it's just not going to be the nice facility, it's not going to generate the revenues that the new facility will generate. Pardon me?
There's too much smoke down there.
But Okanagan?
Yeah, when they do their market studies too, what they do is they take a spot on the map and then they draw like a 20-mile radius, and those are your immediate customers that are gonna get off work and head down to the local casino and spend some money on a casual, Monday through Friday. And then you get to a little bit farther out, maybe an hour or two out, and those people will come. The majority of the time. They'll drive down maybe on a Friday, Saturday, and have a good little visit. And then you get even further out, the 4-hour range or even beyond, and those people come and visit you every once in a great while. And so what you're trying to do with these different casinos is put in the demographics where they are. Chelan, the homes down there are really expensive. There's a lot of people that come from the West Coast during the summer to live there. They have a lot of money. It's like the Tahoe of Washington. And so by having your Mill Bay down there at MA8 where it's at right now, you're able to capture that immediate market. Like right now, it's probably a little slower because of the wintertime. But as soon as that spring hits and the people from the West Coast start coming over and getting back into their homes or coming over to be at the lake, that's when we start capturing that market there. Okanagan here, our clientele is obviously the Okanagan Valley, and then we do have some casual traffic coming down through up through Canada. But what in the analysis, like what Joe was saying, is if we had a nicer facility, a lot of the high rollers, the people that know gambling, they don't like to go to a barn or